I'm a chili addict, I'm a spice freak, but there is such a thing as too much. Whatever it is, everyone has a right to say, we live in thankfully a free country.
And you don't sort of hold your breath and think, oh, please don't get in the way of my mum's.
It's been years of hell for the Queen Consort.
Once known as the other woman, Camilla is now the Queen. Kind of. The new king's darling wife has become the Queen Consort.
Becoming a senior royal comes with public scrutiny. For Queen Camilla, her early years and decisions were far removed from the responsibility she now took on. Public perception has created a complicated narrative around her status and character. Recently, there has been a new swirl of speculation surrounding her health.
We've had a short statement from Buckingham Palace confirming the Queen's condition. It simply reads, Her Majesty the Queen is currently unwell with a chest infection.
However, the Queen's son refuted the rumors and shared his mother's Christmas request. What is this request? And what is the point of contention based on the Queen's status? Join us as we reveal how Queen Camilla's son breaks silence on her and shocks everyone. The wild rumor. Tom Parker Bowles, the food critic and son of Queen Camilla,
Food joined by Tom Parker Bowles, the son of Queen Camilla,
made the heartbreaking portrayal as often as he put into words the relationship he shares with his mother today, Queen Consort Camilla. Quite telling, in a previous interview on BBC 5 Live, Parker Bowles described how his mother should be portrayed and in which family context, and then he referred to her as a brilliant grandmother. He said she was very selfless when related to the family. He stated she worked really hard, but was happy to say that even above the work, she was a mother, I dare say. Most marvelous at that. And at 55, she began working even as a royal. His admiration goes beyond just family towards her. Parker Bowles reflected on her firmness, that he respected how she managed public scrutiny and criticism, especially for the marriage with the then Prince Charles in April 2005. He expressed that his mother had gone through all sorts of slandering terms, pointing to the fact that it is not something that is limited to her, but rather an experience for anyone with a public face, just like most present stars. He continued by stating that she has a wonderful level of toughness, shown in strength and grace, to continue to take in the matters arising from her status. Additionally, on the eve of releasing his new book, that goes by the name of Cooking and the Crown.
Today, Food joined by Tom Parker Bowles, the son of Queen Camilla. He's out with a new cookbook. It's called Cooking and the Crown, Royal Recipes from Queen Victoria to King Charles III.
Tom Parker Bowles has set the record straight about all the wild rumors about his mother, Queen Camilla, stating that it is all rubbish and not true when she is called an alcoholic or smoker. He further commented in the September interview with The Times to clarify the frequently heard assumption that the Queen has ever taken a glass of gin. He elaborated by saying that she does not smoke at any time of the day and expressed to have seen her intoxicated in no way. All these are attempts to set the record straight on various things concerning the Queen's lifestyle. His comments came a short time after Queen Camilla had to cancel official engagements to treat a delicate sickness. What is this sickness? And how has Queen Camilla transitioned from being a strong parent to taking up the position of Queen Consort while manifesting adaptability and strength? The cold sickness. According to the Mirror, Buckingham Palace has recently released the announcement about the ill health of Her Majesty the Queen. The announcement had it that the Queen was currently unwell from a chest infection.
Queen Camilla has been forced to withdraw from royal engagements as she is treated for a chest infection. Buckingham Palace has released a statement
with the advice of her doctors to have a short rest period. The palace spokesperson expressed regret she would have to miss certain official engagements and said the Queen had been forced to withdraw from her engagements for the week. However, the spokesperson added that Her Majesty hoped to get better soon to join in at this weekend's remembrance events as usual. The spokesperson also expressed the Queen's apologies at failing to those who had expected her presence. While all this happens to be just a minor hitch on the road, Queen Camilla now boasts a healthy lifestyle that she candidly adopts today. According to reports, she used to indulge in smoking, but now she is said to be treating herself better with the help of a personal trainer. She shares her love of fresh, nutritious meals with King Charles, often directly from the royal estates. This ties into what the royal couple also espouse in their wider advocacy for sustainable practices and local produce. In his newest book, Tom Parker Bowles, her son and a famous food critic, writes about her culinary inclination. According to him, she often has simple meals like a family tradition of Boxing Day breakfast with buttered eggs. It was sweetly termed by the deceased Princess Margaret, with just 4 very simple ingredients made within 10 to 20 minutes. The recipe speaks of Queen Camilla's love of simple but enjoyable meals, well suited to her down-to-earth and approachable personality. But how does the Queen balance the demands of royal duty with personal well-being, offering a relatable glimpse into the life of a modern monarch? A heartfelt invitation. The royal family will be preparing to travel to Sandringham for their customary family holiday festivities, with King Charles and Queen Camilla amongst the intimate relatives set to be joined by the Prince and Princess of Wales along with their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. This year, Camilla has also invited her eldest son, Tom Parker Bowles, and his family, which would possibly deviate from her usual Christmas history. Camilla joined the royals in celebrating Christmas Day in previous years, while her children, Tom and Laura, and her grandchildren celebrated it separately. Tom reported to the Telegraph that there was no certainty that he would visit Sandringham during Christmas time, though it wasn't entirely ruled out. His mother would love it if he came. He said as the first Christmas he would have spent away from her for a long time. The last 2 years had been tough for the family, he stated. Tom commented on how with the passage of years, one understands more about one's mortality, especially given all the serious illnesses and so on. Usually, Tom mentions getting home to spend Christmas with his ex-wife, Sarah Baez, and their children, Lola and Freddie. However, this year is shaping up to be different from his regular private Christmas celebrations. It is going to become royal. He confided in the Mirror that he doesn't know the details, just that there would be turkey, sprouts, and church. Furthermore, Queen Camilla hopes for a Christmas reunion for the family, trying to mix the royal tradition with his personal family relations. Anyways, why does the Queen need to put more effort into uniting the family? A humble beginning. Camilla Rosemary Shand was born on July 17, 1947, in London, England, and would eventually be known to the world as Queen Camilla, the wife of King Charles III. Yet, her path to this prominent position in the British royal family was not an easy one, and recent revelations made by Prince William hint at a change in the household dynamics.
Now let's pivot to royals, because a royal insider claims Prince William and Princess Catherine are preparing to take the throne sooner than expected.
That would also complicate her situation. However, before going into such latest developments, it pays to tread back a life that has fashioned such a wayward woman into the person we see today, privileged and scandalized. Unlike most of the girls created for the British royal family by marriage, Camilla was not the daughter of an aristocrat. Major Bruce Shand, her father, was a British Army officer who subsequently became a wine merchant, and her mother, Rosalind Cubitt, was the daughter of Roland Cubitt, 3rd Baron Ashcombe. To be sure, this was a wealthy family blessed with access to upper-middle-class circles, but they did not belong to the aristocracy. For instance, taking into account the all-royal standards, It was this modest background that first made the public wary about her relationship with Prince Charles, and later played a part in complicated royal webs concerning her incompatibility with Prince William. Growing up, Camilla split her time between the bustling streets of London and the tranquil English countryside, where she developed a deep love for outdoor activities, particularly horseback riding. Her education took place at some of the finest institutions of the time, including Dumbrell's School in Sussex, Queen's Gate School in South Kensington, and finishing schools in Switzerland and France. Unlike many of her peers who followed the conventional path to university, Camilla chose a different route, opting instead to work as a secretary for several firms in London's West End. But how did Queen Camilla end up being a royal? Love story that defies all odds. The initial love story between Camilla Shand and Prince Charles began in 1970 at a polo match, where their paths first crossed. The confounding young lady of 23 years, Camilla made a sudden and personal approach to the prince with a bold and confident entrance line by mentioning the long-standing affair between Charles's great-great-grandfather, King Edward VII, and by referring to her own great-grandmother, Alice Keppel, thereby converting her into a connectable and immediacy-creating bond. This introduction was decidedly strange, while her self-assured behavior attracted Charles almost immediately and ignited a connection that would go on for decades. Sealing the bond well for both was their mutual love for outdoor activity and thirst for literature, as well as the proverbial sense of humor that they possessed. Boosting all this, the timing was very inappropriate for any serious relationship, because Charles was just gearing up to embark on his naval career, with future traveling to ensure he would be spending a fair number of months away from England. Also, his royal family did not particularly consider Camilla a good match for the heir to the throne because of her history, which included elements unsuited for the crown. While Charles served naval duties in 1973,
in steaming heat, Prince Charles's frigate, HMS Minerva, edged her way into Nassau Harbor. A few minutes before, he had formally ended his duties as one of the ship's navigation officers and taken on the role again of His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales.
Camilla married Andrew Parker Bowles, a choice judged acceptable within their circle. It was a marriage based on convenience and societal demands, even if it cut deep with Charles, who, from many reports, continued to love her behind the curtains. Despite this emotional blow, Charles remained close friends with both Camilla and Andrew, even becoming the godfather to their son, Tom, in 1974. Throughout the 1970s, Camilla managed to maintain her friendship with Charles while simultaneously building a family life with Andrew. The couple had 2 children, Tom and Laura, but their marriage was far from ideal. Both Camilla and Andrew were known to have extramarital affairs, a fact that was an open secret within their social set. As the years passed, the pressure on Charles to find a suitable bride intensified. By 1980, he began courting Lady Diana Spencer, a match Camilla reportedly approved of, seeing Diana as young and malleable, someone who wouldn't threaten her long-standing relationship with Charles. The prince and Diana were married in 1981, and Camilla attended the wedding.
A brilliant pageant. 1 million expressions of affection for a prince and his bride. The royal wedding.
Though a public wedding had gotten Charles married, the bond between Camilla and Charles was, as always, and the affair was reignited in the mid-1980s, although several are in dispute over the actual timeline. It was a difficult moment for Camilla. She had to choose between her family commitments and any other feelings she might have had for Charles, completely aware that everything had to be done as discreetly as possible, considering the effects their relationship would have on the young princes William, born in 1982, and Harry, born in 1984. For years during this early life period of William and Harry, Camilla kept herself as a backdrop figure, mindful not only of the sensitive situations involved, but also the dedication of people towards Diana. As the marriage between Charles and Diana visibly started failing in the late 1980s and early 1990s, publicly, the debate about the role of Camilla in their marriage falling apart raged on. In 1992, the stakes were raised when the book authored by Andrew Morton, titled Diana, Her True Story, was published, revealing the depth of the Charles-Camilla connection. The following year, the scandal known as Camillagate became worldwide news, when an intimate phone call between Charles and Camilla was leaked, pretty much confirming their affair. The ensuing uproar was full of press condemnation and popular hostility towards Camilla, who turned into being seen as the other woman between Charles and Diana. The fallout from the scandal was severe. Camilla became a virtual recluse, hounded by the media and ostracized by the public. During this tumultuous period, her interactions with Prince William were limited and often tense. Old enough to grasp the gravity of the situation, William found himself caught between loyalty to his mother and the reality of his father's enduring relationship with Camilla. The public admissions of adultery by both Charles and Diana, in separate television interviews in 1994 and 1995, only served to further strain the already difficult situation. Diana's famous quote, "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded,"
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded,
cemented Camilla's role as the villain in the eyes of the public. Camilla said nothing in public during these tough years, knowing perfectly well that her statement or action would aggravate an already tense field. All she wanted was to spare William and Harry further pain, knowing their current predicament. With the formal divorce of Charles and Diana in 1996, Camilla's standing within the royal family became even more tenuous. She and Charles were faced with the duality of their relationship because of public sentiment and consideration of the feelings of William and Harry. So how did Camilla eventually find a way to be accepted and integrated into the royal family? The royal family's acceptance. In the years that followed the death of Diana, a relationship carried on quietly between Charles and Camilla. This was, however, sensitive and remained discreet, as it was a sensitive situation. Charles well understood the very delicate process of bringing Camilla formally into the lives of his sons, particularly as one of the sensitive issues they still had to deal with was that of coping with the loss of their mother. In truth, William was a mere 15 then, and at the age of 12, Harry lost their mother, who unfortunately died while working up to the reality of their father's association with Camilla. This association had been an issue during their parents' marriage. The process of introducing Camilla into the family was indeed long and very painstakingly slow. Charles keenly appreciated both his son's moods and the likely public uproar. He arranged rather informal occasions in which William and Harry would gradually get to see Camilla in a more relaxed and personalized setting. Such encroachments were also away from the media limelight, completely keeping in mind for Charles the complexity involved. The months turned into years during which the public linked Charles and Camilla more regularly. In 1999, they were snapped leaving London's Ritz Hotel, where they had attended a gathering celebrating their sister's birthday. This marked a significant occasion, as it was perceived as an event where they first appeared publicly together as a couple. However, the public was not so easily convinced about their acceptance of Camilla in the royal family. Anyways, many still nurtured deep memories of Diana, and they were not ready to allow any other woman's presence in the royal family. During this time, a relationship between William and Camilla would remain quite complicated, With growth came the recognition of having to face conflicting loyalties. The loyalty of his late mother and the happiness of his father. They were more formal, yet slightly dispassionate. Through that, William had to confront the complexities of the past. Camilla moved into Clarence House, Charles's London residence, giving her recognition of his presence and family. For William and Harry, this was a new chapter in their relationship, and a sign that their father would now see them more often for visits with her. The next great piece of news would actually not come until 2004. Queen Elizabeth had granted the permission for Charles and Camilla to tie the knot. Thus, the way was paved for their marriage to receive formal recognition. This momentous step, after years' worth of consideration and many consultations with advisors, ministerial officials, and religious leaders, was the last in a long and sensitive process. The announcement of Charles and Camilla's engagement in February 2005 was met with mixed reactions. While many were pleased that Charles had found happiness, others struggled to move past the events surrounding Diana's end and Camilla's role in the dissolution of Charles and Diana's marriage. For William and Harry, then 22 and 20 respectively, the engagement represented a definitive shift in their family dynamics. Despite any personal reservations, both princes publicly supported their father's decision, demonstrating maturity and a willingness to prioritize their father's happiness above all else. Again, what other controversy surrounded Camilla's accession as the Queen? A royal title. Queen Camilla's earning a royal status has come with a series of controversies, each rubbing off on the way the outside world perceives her, influencing even some key decisions, including that of royal members. However, when Camilla tied the knot with Prince Charles in 2005, discussions regarding her future title became increasingly sensationalistic and controversial. Instead of being called the Princess of Wales, as the beloved name associated with Princess Diana, she has been given the title of Duchess of Cornwall. It was a thought-out course to, in a way, avoid the whole twilight surrounding people's emotions, according to Diana's memory. Title Princess of Wales seems to have been stamped upon Diana's legacy, so greatly kept within the hearts of people. The decision not to have Camilla bear the title of Princess of Wales was not born solely out of deference to the memory of Diana, but also a careful engineering of mechanisms and strategies toward the gradual incorporation of Camilla into the royal family in the eyes of the British public. Furthermore, Camilla was still a bitterly polarized figure at the time she married Charles, being blamed for the breakdown of the marriage between Charles and Diana. Thus, being given the lesser-known title of Duchess of Cornwall would pave the way for Camilla to start carving her royal family identity without directly linking Diana. Yet, this was not the end of the title controversy. To put it mildly, on the accession of Charles to the throne, it had first been announced that Camilla would be styled Princess Consort rather than Queen Consort.
Camilla is now the Queen, kind of. The new king's darling wife has become the Queen Consort.
This strange arrangement was seen as an additional submission to public opinion and a differentiation of the role played by Camilla from that of previous Queen Consorts. Constitutional experts, however, argued that Camilla would legally be Queen Consort regardless of the title upon Charles's accession. The title Princess Consort had no historical precedent in British royal history, and some viewed it as an unnecessary complication of established protocols. As the years passed, and Camilla quietly won over the public with her work ethic, down-to-earth nature, and clear support for Prince Charles, discussions about her future title continued. Speculation grew that the original plan to style her as Princess Consort might be reconsidered. In February 2022, On the eve of her Platinum Jubilee, Queen Elizabeth II made a surprising announcement, expressing her sincere wish that Camilla be known as Queen Consort when Charles became king.
Queen expressing her hopes for the monarchy when Prince Charles becomes king, says she'd like her daughter-in-law, Camilla, to become Queen Consort.
This declaration effectively settled the long-standing question and controversy surrounding Camilla's future role, marking a significant shift from the position taken at the time of Camilla and Charles's wedding and reflecting the changing public perception of Camilla. Still, how has Camilla's relationship with the royal children been over the years? Relationship with royalties. The royal biographer Angela Levin has dedicated an entire chapter to the relationship between Prince William and her stepmother, Queen Camilla, and her role in the lives of William's children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, in her book Camilla, From Outcast to Queen Consort. Levin asserts that the Prince of Wales was firm on the juncture concerning what role Camilla would play in his family, that she would remain a wife to honor the status of his father, but not become step-grandmother to his children. Levin further comments, saying that William has been very precise in labeling this otherwise exceptional structure of their extended family for his children. George, Charlotte, and Louis know that they have two grandfathers, but only one grandmother, an indication made to the late Princess Diana, the only grandmother they have despite not being present. This boundary emphasizes William's strong sense of honor and fidelity toward the memory of his mother, and those careful lines he has set for her as the children's one true grandmother. Levin's observations serve to illustrate how William maneuvers through personal and royal responsibilities, honoring his father's marriage while also cherishing the memory of his mother. The line drawn is a moving reminder of the still potent influence of Diana on her sons, and the parameters around which still unofficial internal workings of the royal family operate. Nonetheless, do you think Queen Camilla has changed public perception of her? And what would her emotional Christmas wish reveal about her priorities beyond royal duty? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.